get a chance to leave here, would you? You could go anywhere. Go live somewhere else.
Wake up. What's going on?
We lost the rams.
Jack! Here, what do you know about these rams?
Hey! What's this?
Dad.
These are the two animals you told me were dead.
Hey, howdy, hey, people of the internet, Wolfman47 here, and now we're going to talk about a film I saw earlier this week, Bring Them Down. So this is the latest film by Mubi, who you may know for making films pretty much in the same vein as A24, but slightly, or maybe a little bit different. But anyway, so this film's set in Ireland about these kind of two farmer family whatevers that are kind of at odds with one another over handling sheep, and one of the farmers ends up acquiring two sheep from the other farmer, and the other farmer wants the sheep back, but this other farmer's like, no, I'm keeping them, and so they're kind of at odds with one another, and then things kind of escalate from there. So things starts to happen, and then it ends up being a sort of battle between the farmers about trying to stop them and everything. So yeah, everything's happening. So this film stars Barry Keoghan. Many of you will know him. He's done a lot of films in the last few years. And Christopher, whatever his name is, I'll leave it in the edit. Christopher something. They both star in it, with both playing the sort of son characters to their respective families. Also in the film is Colm Meaney, who you know from the Next Gen era of Star Trek, and has done various other things since. And yeah, it's basically a thriller kind of film with some blood, some gore, a moment where some human head is shown, spoilers, and yeah. So I'll be honest, the film doesn't really is one that while it does its job, it's one that has a lot too much shaky cam, and is also structured in a way that I'm not particularly keen on. So you see, sometimes you get these video games or films where they decide to tell the story from one person's perspective, and then after that person's perspective, they then tell the story from another person's perspective, and that's those sorts of things I'm not particularly keen on, because you're basically just spending quite a long time telling the same story just from a different point of view. And while that can be a creative kind of thing, to me it kind of gets annoying for me, because they could have just spent the whole time just telling the story from everybody's side, as most films do, not just from one particular side. And so, because that's kind of a reason why I wasn't particularly keen on the second Last of Us game, because that's what they did. They spent a long time on Ellie's side of the story, and then a long time on Laura Bailey's character story. Laura Bailey, I think, I'm not sure, but anyway. So the thrill is very thrilling. It's got some swearing in it. It does have a little bit of funny moments in there. But I will say, if you're gonna watch this, and you're an animal lover, I'd say don't watch it, because you're gonna get triggered. Because yeah, some animals do die in this film. Even though it makes out they might be real, they're not real. Don't worry, no animals were actually harmed in the film. Yeah, it's just one of those films where it's like two warring farmers at war with one another, and there's sort of stuff happening in between where there's like these sort of shady deals being made and everything. Yeah, it's definitely a very complicated film, and a film that is very much as Irish as you can get, because Christopher and Colm actually do speak in Irish rather than just English with an Irish accent, which is interesting. Although they do occasionally speak without talking too much Irish, they do speak English as well. But that's kind of interesting in a way too. Um, yeah, it's um, it's definitely a film that if you want to be thrilled and want to sort of like have that heart pounding moment, you're gonna have a good time with this one. But just be mindful that if you do like animals, you're not gonna like this film at all. And even though it has a sort of Banshees of Inisherin vibe in which no one's really using technology, um, there are parts in the film where there is modern technology being used, particularly with Barry Keoghan's character, who is kind of the person responsible for the what happens in the film, um, and yeah, it kind of goes escalates from there. Um, yeah, and when we saw it at the cinema, it did this kind of thing. The cinema decided to just show the film straight away rather than give us the BBFC thing like most films do, where they show the BBFC rating, why is it rated that, what content it's got, and all that. Yeah, this one no BBFC thing at all, which I did kind of question why, but I guess it's because either wasn't rated or was rated, or I just don't know. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Um, yeah, but the whole title of Bring Them Down is also an interesting title for a film like this because it's very much a film about bringing someone down, so it definitely lives up to the name. You'll definitely get your money's worth. The opening scene at the beginning, it doesn't really connect with the rest of the film for a while, and then after a while, we do kind of get the sense that the characters we see in the beginning scene may actually be well. Don't know what happens to them without giving too much away. Something does happen to them, and then later on in the film, it does kind of reveal what kind of connection they have with the rest of the film. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely not going to be watching this film again because films about killing where animals are being killed, particularly dogs. Not to give away anything. I just can't. Can't. I just don't have enough energy to go through something like that again. Having experienced the loss of a dog I had a few years ago. Not my current dog. I did have a dog before that, but I kind of saw him pass away. Not like in a very brutal way, just in a way that we were kind of expecting to happen, but it was still a loss all the same that we I think we did get over, but not quite in the same way when I lost my sister. So yeah, so I'm gonna give Bring It Down 3 stars on the basis that it's got a lot of shaky cam. It has that thing I hate in films where they told the exact same story but from a different point of view, and and just that it's not really a film that I'm not going to be seeing again because of the content of it and everything. Don't get me wrong, I do like brutal things because I do play a lot of brutal things on this channel, as some of you know, and I've seen a lot of brutal things before. But when animals die in the film, when there's too much shaky cam, and when there's just so much darkness in the film, and when I mean darkness, I mean actual dark. I mean that in the literal sense. It's a dark film with a lot of darkness to it, and you can't see much of anything. Yeah, I'm just not gonna rate it any higher than 3 stars. So yeah, but that's just my opinion. Draw your own conclusions. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. Try and get my words out right. I upload videos at various times daily in the BST/GMT time zone. I do film reviews like this, as well as just talk about anything in general in pop culture that I'm interested in, life in general, and just do hauls showing things off. So that's what I do. In addition to that, I'm also a gamer. I do gameplay videos where it's just straight gameplay, nothing else. Let's play videos. You all know what let's play videos are. And shorts, which usually do have a purpose, but sometimes I just put up at random, and it's usually just clips from things that I watch or see or whatever. So yeah, that's what I do, and other things as well. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit the like button, share with your pals, leave a comment if you want to. If you are subscribed, hit the bell icon so you actually get notified when I release new content or upload new content to be more accurate. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. And yeah, and basically don't get yourselves into any shady deals. If you really don't want to get into a war or start a war, then don't get involved at all. And if you really need to make money, there's better ways to make money than take someone's sheep or some other, or take down some animals and so forth. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, all right, toodles.